I just think about how, sorry, that's my
That's a
dogs. I just think about like how enjoyable of an off season I had last year for the last 2 years.
Mhm.
And because I've fallen in love with the process, I'm like, I'm just really looking forward to giving myself a break. Because even though this past off season was 2 years long, it was literally when my coach said, I think it makes sense to go into an off season. I looked at him and I said, where do we start? And pretty much since the moment I stepped off stage in 2020 up until now and continuing the next couple of weeks, it has been like, I've got to build my upper body. I've got to get my calories up, got to get my cardio down. And while that's still going to be a focus, because I'm going to be forced to take time, I am just so looking forward to just having like a good solid 4 years away from it. Cause I think it'll help keep kind of like that fire lit.
Mhm.
And I tell people too, and I told my coworker yesterday, I was like, I had such a productive off season the last 2 years. Like my projected stage weight is about 5 pounds heavier than when I stepped on stage 2 years ago. And I'm like, just imagine, I was like, that was 2 years of being off.
Mhm.
Imagine the gains, for lack of better words, but imagine the progress that I can make in 4 years. Because
Right.
regardless if I step on a national stage and I win my IFBB pro card or I don't, the consensus is probably going to be that I have to build size and build shape. I mean,
Mhm.
I'm an amateur at this sport and obviously nowhere near Olympian conditioning.
Mhm.
I was like, so having 4 years off isn't going to be a bad thing because I
Right.
can take the time I need to bring my calories up, get my cardio down, kind of like mess around a little bit, have date nights again, and really kind of like enjoy like what the meaning of life. And
Right.
then when I'm ready, I can come back, and if I stay as productive as I was, I'll come back better than ever. Whatever
Yeah.
that next
What
level.
did you enjoy about last year's or last time you had the off season?
I enjoyed that it wasn't just a focus on I want to compete again. I want to compete again. I want to compete again. Like because I fell in love with that process, I was like, I enjoy getting my food up. I enjoy lifting heavy in the gym because,
Mhm.
like any fellow competitor would know, like you get to a point when you're prepping for a show that you just don't have the strength and the stamina that you did when you were deep into your off season. And I think when I first started competing, I went into it very like naively, very blindly, like my calories probably weren't where they should have been. I probably wasn't eating nearly enough protein. And so having the knowledge in my last off season to know like eating enough food, eating your protein, going to the gym, and then not having to stress about every single gram of macro that I have, it was just nice to have that and not obsess about when I'm going to step on stage again.
Yeah, I find it interesting that you said like you're enjoying the off season, and it sounds like the way you're describing the off season. There's some relaxation, but there's also, like you said, progress. And sometimes when people talk about the off season, they almost equate it to like when they hear that word off, they almost equate it to just not doing anything, right?
Yeah.
Like some people are just stop like training as hard, they
Mm-hmm.
stop like getting their meals in, they literally just take off. But
Mm-hmm.
really, the off season is meant for you to progress. So when you get to your prep, you'll have a better physique once you shed the body fat, right? So you get to that lean condition. So I mean, I think you've got the right, you definitely have the right idea, because it's like in 4 years of off season, I think you could really make
Mm-hmm.
some serious progress, especially, in the NPC. It's like if you can edge out some other people, that aren't taking it as seriously, I mean, that's the way to do it, right?